Today's gonna be a good day. Let's talk about Excel. Oh, today's a good day. I love Excel. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I think I tried out Zero for a while. Yeah, it's pretty good, but I'm a small business. I've literally just started. I have just started this business and I thought, I'll go in there and I'll get Zero and I'll be all professional and have these cool looking invoices. Didn't need it. It was $25 a month coming out of my account for no reason, just because I was thinking, start a business, first thing, make money, cool invoice, you know what I mean? But you don't need it. What you should do is go on to the Microsoft website, which we'll do, then download it. Download Excel, and then we'll go through some small easy functions just to get you comfortable with it, because when you start a business you need to keep documents of everything you spend, and it's also good to see the fact of what you're spending, because you could go through 1 month spending a lot and you wonder, what have I spent it on, and then you look back and you can see that what you've actually linked to that expenditure is actually an asset. It's actually a piece of equipment that you can use for years to come. Then you go, well, actually, I've actually been improving my business and not just wasting my money, which I have done. And I've looked back and realised I have put a little bit of money into the business for the course of 5 months now. And, it's good to see that I've been spending it on things that are actually going to make me money in the future. But we'll go through that, and hopefully you'll enjoy Excel as much as what I do, because I love it. Excel. More like Sexel.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go through to the actual Microsoft website. The Excel is actually relatively expensive, but its initial investment can help you in a lot of ways, because you can actually use Excel for budgeting, you can use it for making tons and tons of things. So the actual initial cost is a business expense, and we'll use that business expense and we'll put it on our spreadsheet when we actually download Excel. I've already got it, but this is the process of getting there. So you'll log into your Microsoft. If you don't have one, make one. He already knows everything about you anyway, so you may as well just give him some other details. So we'll go through and type in Excel. There we go, Excel. There we go. Yes, I realise it's actually $159, but the initial investment is tenfold better than, you've actually got the ability to use this and customise it and use it. There's so many presets that you can use. There's YouTube videos to learn, and it just gives you a freedom that you wouldn't have with Zero, because Zero is basically an accounting software, whereas this can be used in so many ways. I can't say enough. It is 100% worth it. That is a once. That's it. It's bought. It's on there. You've got it, and you can reinstall it later on onto that PC you downloaded on. So we'll click, buy now. Here we go. My credit card details are probably going to pop up. There we go. So digital version. And then you'll go check out, you'll go through that process and install it. So now what we'll do is we'll go down and we'll actually click on Excel. So this is Office 2019. So we'll go on here, we'll click on a blank worksheet, we'll open it up, and here we are. This is the screen. So each one of these blocks are called cells. So you've got the top column, which is your A to Z, or it goes indefinite, and then it goes down indefinite, because it just keeps going. These worksheets can be enormous. I've actually got one at work that's it was started in 1999, and it's just got vehicle after vehicle of repairs and things like that going on, and it just keeps going. I think we're up to maybe about 10,600 or something like that cells all the way down. So there's a lot of data that can be stored on here. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to start up a little expense chart. So what I like to do, because I like to know what's actually going to come out when I print it. So what I like to do is I just go Control P, he goes print, yep, then it says it doesn't come up, but then we get out of it, and now this dotted line here is our A4 sheet of paper. It goes all the way down here, and there we go. So everything in this box, when we print it out, is going to be on an A4 sheet of paper. I always like that as a little bit of reference, so that when I need something, I can just print it out and it's nice and quick. You don't have to do that, but that's just something I always like to do. So, if we click on a box, then we can type in, 33, and then it comes up on there. And what we can do to alter that, we can just tap it on this box, and we can type in whatever we want. So that's A1 cell. That's what that was. That's A1. And then we can go through here. So this cell here would be E3. This one here would be H13, and so on. Just every single box has a corresponding letter and number, and we can actually increase that size, we can decrease it, like these there's so much we can do with this actual software. It's fantastic. Don't get me started. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a quick little easy expense spreadsheet that you can use, so that when you buy something, then you get your receipt, you can just go, okay, here's the date. So what we do is I usually keep the top one here. I usually just keep it, I can go up here, merge it, and then I go expenses. Or we just go, whoops, it is. We go business expenses. Business expenses. And then we go, and just make that 12, boom. I'll show you later why I do that, because I'll show you. I'll leave that there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, I'm going to go the date of the expense, and then I'm going to go across here like this. I'm going to merge it, and then I'm going to go description. Description. That's description, I think. Nothing looks right. And then, the quantity of things that we bought, price, and then cost each. $1 each. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we're going to center that. We're going to center all of these. I don't know, you can do whatever you want. You can have it any way you want. But I just like to have them all centered. I don't know why. And then, here we go. So, we just bought our Excel. The date is the 31st of the 5th. So, we go here, 31st, the 5th, 2020. We come over here, and then we write Excel software. And we just go underneath it there. Software for accounting. You don't need the brackets in there, but it's always good to just have a little bit of a description of what the actual expense was. We bought, that was one, and then we got $159, and then what we can do, our first little equation, we can go equals this, then we go slash, and then we click on the cell that we want to divide it by. So, as we've only got one, if we go, say we bought, there was a special, you could buy 5 Excel software, you just type that in, it will change it. So each one of those softwares that you bought was actually $31.80. I just love having that there, which puts things into perspective, so when I'm selling it, I understand how much it actually cost me. So all we did was we just went on here, we type in, so we just click on here, type in equals, and then we click on the cell that we want, which is H4, and then we slash, and then we click on the cell that we want to divide it by. So there we go. It's just a nice little easy, calculation that you can change and alter as much as you want. You know, you can put in, if we bought 100, obviously it's going to be $1.59. There we go. See, but we only bought one. That's fantastic. So if we don't like the fact that these don't actually have dollars, we can highlight them. Just drag it, and then we click on this dollar symbol up here. That actually turns it into dollar symbols. Just center those, just a little thing. So I own a screen printing business, so what I'm going to do is I bought, say, 5 shirts, all black, all medium, and I bought them today. So I go 31st, 5th, 2020, and then I go through, I say t-shirts, black, medium, and also the brand, so the Gildens, and then the 2000s. Gildan 2000s. Practice shirts for YouTube video. Oops, it is. Okay, so then I got there, I bought 5 of them. And they were about $20 a piece, so I spent $100. I go equals this, divide by this. They were $20 a shirt. We already knew that. As you can see, the 120, those aren't dollar symbols at the moment. They're actually just general, which we can see up here. Up here, they're just general numbers. They're not accounting numbers, which is when we go into dollar symbols. We actually, dollar amounts rather. What we can do is, rather than go up and click each individual cell and then click on the dollar symbol, what we're going to do is we're actually going to highlight these rows, because these rows here are always going to be dollar amounts. So it'll be better just to highlight here and here, and this goes down indefinitely. So this will go on for as long as this spreadsheet actually operates, and it will always be a dollar. So we'll go on there, so just highlight there, highlight those two, and then we click on the dollar symbol. So now every time we put a figure in there, it's always going to be a dollar symbol. They're going to be a dollar amount rather. So there you go. So from now on, those columns are always going to be dollar amounts. Then this quantity line, what we can do is we can actually highlight this G, and then we can centralize every single digit that's put into this column by just clicking on it. And from now on, every single thing that's there is all going to be centralized. So that works. So we could just do that across the whole thing. We could centralize every single one of them. But we don't want to do that. But that's how it works. So if we just highlight the whole cell, it does it for every single cell in that, that column. And we can do it for 9. So anything that's in the number 9, A9, H9, Z9, they're all going to be the way that you make it. There we go. So we've got our quantities, and we've got our price, and a dollar amount for each individual product. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you another little quick equation. Is we go up to the total amount. As we can see, we've spent $259. But once that starts getting larger, we might want to see a total amount that we spent for the year. So what we can do is we just click on the cell. So we've got a total amount, and then we come over and we click on here, and we type in H sum bracket, and then we've got our price here. So this is what we're paying. We've paid $159 for this. We paid a total of $100 for these shirts. We're going to want to know the total amount of that column. So what we can do is we click on this one, which is the first amount that we've paid to the start of the business, and then what we can do is we can we can actually drag this down. So we've got 2 other things that we're going to input now, so I'll just come down another 4. So we've got a price here, perfect. And then what I can do is I click enter. There you go, $159. I put $1 in there, it changes. Put a 7 in there, it changes. But we come down here, we click on this, $2, it's not going to change, because when we come up here, it goes from H4 to H11. So that's as far as it comes down. So we'll go on here, 9, nothing, put 9 in here, then it's going to change. But it does let us know that something's not right. So it's recognised that there is a number below that, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, did you actually want this in this total amount? Which is really good. It actually lets you know some things. It's an update formula. So what it's actually done is it's changed it from H11 to H12. It's noticed that I put that in there, and it's helping me out. It's still going to stay there, so we go down there, put 7 in. It's updated that formula for me. Oh, Excel. Great. So now we've got our total, which is a little equation from sum. If we ever want to alter that, all we have to do is just click on the H12, click inside the brackets, and then it gives us the opportunity to extend it. You can even bring that over here. You know, you can bring it over there. You can do whatever you want with it. You know, if you wanted to calculate everything, if you made your own equation and you had some things together, you wanted to know maximum of both of them, you just grab this box and you move it across. We're not going to do it because that doesn't make sense in this situation, but just so you know, you can do it. And just play around with it. Just the more you play around with it, the more you realise there's actually the capabilities of Excel, because you can actually blow yourself away. It's Microsoft, if you're watching, I love you, and thank you for gracing the planet with Excel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few more things that we've bought, and then what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to change it to the next month. So what I've done is I've just added a couple here. So I've got my ink, I got a 4 colour pack, so the quantity of the pack was 4. I paid $60 for that 4 pack, which means each ink colour cost me $15. Then a screen printing screens, I got 5 of them, $150 total, $30 a screen. So I know if I damage one, it's cost me $30. You know, a screen printing squeegees, I got a 4 pack, so that's a quantity of 4, and then I've just put in the description the sizes. I got 4 inch, 6 inch, 10 inch, and a 14 inch. I got 4 of them at $220, so the squeegees were $55 each. But you can see these here. So these are actually symbols. They've actually got an error because if I click on it, it's actually looking for here and here. But what has actually happened is, what we can do, I'll just get rid of them, is because we've made this equation here, what we can actually do, thanks to Excel, you lovely buggers, is we can just get on here, and there's a little black crosshair there. What we can do, if this has an equation in it, if there's an equation in this cell, what we can do is we can actually drag it down and it will copy it, but it will make it relative to the cell that it's in. So as you can see, this is H and G, 12. See that? 12. So right there, the actual equation is in this cell, and it's looking for these two cells and how to make the equation. So what I can actually do is I'll click on this cell and I'll actually drag it down. You'll see in a second. I click on this one, it's changed. So we're actually in 13 now, and it's looking for H13 and G13. There's nothing in there, so it doesn't know what to do. But what we can do is we can get rid of that, okay, because we don't need it, because there's no numbers in there. But we go on here, 31, 5, 20. What we bought was a light for our office. Dark office needs light. It's just a silly one, but so we bought 2 lights. So it's like, hey, wait, I've just found something. I'm starting to do my equation. the total of that purchase was $35. There we go. It's calculated it for us. Again, we don't need this one, so we can just get rid of it. So if I got rid of all these, if I just got rid of all of them, I was like, oh, so I've started inputting, I've inputted, I'm like, oh goodness gracious, now I'm going to have to go through and do the equals this and divide this. What I can do is I just click on this one. This has an equation in it. What we can do is just go up here and we see the crosshair. As soon as we see that black crosshair, we just click and hold, and then we drag it down, and there we go. We'll just get rid of these ones because we don't need it, but it's actually put in the equation for us, and that becomes very, very handy later on. Rather than going through and putting in the equation each time, you can just drag it down and then use it, and just get rid of the ones that we don't want, especially for when we start adding things up in columns. We can just get the amount we want rather than pulling out a calculator and doing anything like that. So that's a nice handy little thing to do for your business expenses. And you know, this list is just going to keep going the longer your business goes on, or until you find you've outgrown it, you don't have the time. This is probably the best way to just put it in there, get a total amount of your expenses, and then you can line it up with your income, and you can see if you've actually made a profit that year or not. So what I usually do is I just leave my receipts and my invoices to the side, and then once a month I just go through them, line them up, I highlight the dates just so I can go through and put them all in order, give them descriptions, and then I file them away. Don't be like some other people and then keep your receipts in an old sock. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't go to your tax man and say, hey look, I've got all my business receipts. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just grab yourself a nice ring folder. You can claim it all on the business. The government loves investment, and everything that you invest into your business comes off your tax, because you're investing and you're actually seeing yourself grow, and the government wants to see businesses grow. Yeah? This is what we want. We want to be investing in the business and getting as much into it as possible. The more we invest in the business, then later on we actually start to see a reduction in tax and things like that later on. Hey, bingo. Investing is good. You hear about people investing in the stock market. You can also invest in your business. That's the best thing about it. So now what I like to do, this is a personal thing, is for each month I like to colour in the sales. So I say the 1st of June, I'm going into the future now, the 1st of June I bought party hats for screen printing. Again, YouTube video demo. I bought 50 hats, cost me $87.43. I don't have an equation here. What I can do, because I'm lazy, I'll bring it down. It's $1.73 a party hat. That's how much it cost me, $1.73 a party hat. So $1.73 a party hat on the 1st of June. Well, now all these start to meld in. So say I bought one thing in June, and then it goes on, and then I actually don't buy anything for another month, and then we got 3 months all sitting there. I like to separate it. Personal opinion, just makes it easier for me. I like when things are separate. Every month is separate. We want to keep month to month to month to month. Then we know if we're spending a lot of money on things in one month, we can sort of find out, hey, wait a minute, what happened that month? You know, so I just go here, and what we can do is we highlight all the cells that we want to colour in. Oh, who cares, I'll just colour them all in. So we'll just go up in here, this little paint bucket, and then we can go here like this. I like green, so it's going to be green. So all those cells are, so I can look at this straight away and I say, right, well, what's going on here? It's a different month. So I'll go here, I'll click on this, a nice contrasting, spoiled for choice, blue. So I can go straight to it, I can go high. Green, obviously for May, blue means June, so everything that is blue is going to be for the month of June. Yep, happy. What we can also do is, I just thought of it then, which would make it easier for when we start dragging down those equations, is we can just highlight these ones. So we hold control, and then we can merge them. So bring it down, hold control, so I click on this one, drag it down, I hold control, and then I drag it down here like that. So that actually merges those cells. Together. So I don't have that gap here. So I don't have this wasted space. So what I can do is do that for all of them. Cool. So I'll get rid of these again. So when we drag down that equation, you notice that in between all those lines there was an equation that wasn't actually able to calculate. Well, now because we've made it into a block, two cells into one cell, now when we drag that down, we don't have that issue. And you notice it's actually changed the colour. That happens because it copies that cell. Like we said before, if you click on the date and you click Control C, it's copied everything in that cell. So I go here and I put that date, it's put the green in there as well. Rather than if we just wanted the text, we go up into the box at the top, we copy the box, the text, and then we Control C that, we put it in there, it puts the text in. So we want that blue. There we go. So it'll copy that cell and that equation, but it'll also keep the colour and things that are in that cell and drag it across all of them. So we can actually see there's an issue. There's an issue here. Adjacent cell. It's noticed that H4, it only goes down to 14. Because this cell is 14 and 15, but they're merged together, that's still included in that equation. It's still included in this equation, the 14. Because 14 and 15 are joined, they're still in that equation. But what it's looking for is that 16. It's looking for that 86. So I'll go in here, I'll click on this, and then I'll update the formula. So now it's gone down to 17. Perfect. One thing I did want to quickly show you was, as the months go on, you're going to start going lower and lower, and then you're going to miss out on the date, the description, the quantity, and you're not going to know, you're going to know your rows here, you can just continue on like that, but it's also nice to see that total amount and your headings as you progress. So what I can say is you go to number 4, just below what you want to see as you scroll down. So you're going to be scrolling down, you really want to see your date description, so we click underneath it, and then we go from home, we go across to view. So we go insert, formulas, view, we go on there, and then we find freeze panes. So we come across, and then in here, freeze panes, and you have the 3 sections there. So we can actually freeze the top row, or we can freeze the first column, so that will just be our dates, so that when we move across, we'll have that first column, which will stay there as we move across. But what we want to do is we want to freeze the cells 1, 2 and 3. So as you can see, keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls. We click freeze. Perfect. Now you can see there's this line here. So everything here above that line, again, like I said, put it on 4. Everything above 4 is then going to stay there. Now we go down. Look at that. So we're down here, we can actually see a description, we can see there, quantity, price, and it just looks a lot nicer. So what I'll do is I'll just grab this and I'll put that to 117. So this total amount is going to calculate all the way down to 117. Where are we? Here. So if I put in $50, there it goes, 860. If I put it down here, it's not going to calculate that. And again, we're going to have a little bit of a thing, but that's going to calculate everything all the way down there. And it's easy for us to see how much we spent as we're going down the total amount. So I hope that's clear. You know, that's just a little bit of an intro into Excel and how you can utilize it in your business. It's just nice, easy, and just a case of using it and then seeing how to customize it for you personally in your business, because there's so many ways that you can use it, and I think it will help people get an idea of what they're doing. It's, again, you can go through there, but heaps of different months in there, and you can get it and look at it and go, it's easy and accurate, and you don't really have to do much math. I just wanted to go over the fact that Excel is also a calculator. So what we can do is we can go down here, and all we need to do is to basically activate the calculator and equations and things like that. All we do is put equals, and then what we can do is 7, and we can use divide or times. Times is an asterisk, divide is a forward slash, so we go 7 times 2, 14. Then we can go equals 8 times 25, 200, 3 plus 5. So see, I didn't put the equals sign in, put it in there, does it for me. Then we go equals 9 minus 8 minus 3. How good is that? It's a calculator as well. It does everything. I'm going to leave it there, but I just hope that you appreciate what Excel can do for your business just as a beginning process, and then later on, because it actually can progress with you. There are a lot of templates you can borrow, and then we can actually go through the process of creating an invoice. We can go through that later on. If people start giving me a little bit of feedback and they enjoy the Excel, because I love it, I just think it's fantastic, and I think it just offers freedom. You're not sort of complicated by issues later on with software. I didn't pick out Xero or QuickBooks or MYOB, as I'm just using them as examples of software. There's heaps of software out there. I didn't pick those ones out and sort of ridicule them because they all offer something, which is fantastic. When I did my Cert 4 in accounting and bookkeeping, I actually learnt on Xero, and it was fantastic. It was a great. That's why I actually chose it when I started my business, but I realised that I was too small and didn't really require that level of accounting software. I was just excited because I did it with my Cert 4, but it was just fantastic. I'm not ridiculing anything, but I think Excel offers something to everyone. With budgets as well. You can calculate your hourly rate, how many hours you work. It will give you a total gross amount. I can go into it, but if I get a little bit of feedback from someone saying they enjoyed it, wouldn't mind finding out more, I'm more than happy to go over things like that, and we'll just leave it there. But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day.
There it is, my one true love, Excel. Don't tell my girlfriend. It's just so simple, so easy. The more you play with it, the more you realise what it offers you as a business, especially starting out small. You really want to make sure that you're not spending things that you don't really need to spend money on. I mean, $25 a month for me when I was starting, I'm starting, it kind of takes out, I could be using that for so many more things. So I hope that helped, and I'm going to see you later. I'll see you later, you little monkey. Get out of here. School's over.